All right, welcome back in the Washington Huddle. Derek for Santana Moss. One last topic to talk about looking back at last game. I know you don't like to go negative, but we had to bring it up. If there was one thing that the Commanders struggled with on Sunday, and maybe it's a week one thing, but we saw it last year, penalties and discipline. 12 penalties for the team on Sunday. Could have cost them. It didn't, though.
Well, I think when you're playing like we played, I mean, outside the penalties, we played good enough. When you don't turn the ball over and you have those miscues, you understand to yourself that, okay, I can't do this on the road. I'm glad we did it at home, but I'm also glad that we was able to control the ball offensively on top of that. So, yes, going forward, you don't want to see that, and I'm sure they're going to get after that, this short week in practice.
Does it concern you that it seems to be a pattern with this team and Dan Quinn and the guys?
It's only a pattern because we talk about it as being a pattern.
We talk about it because it's a pattern.
Yeah, we saw it before. I mean, honestly, it does concern you, but that's why we play the game. We got to keep getting up and keep trying better and trying not to have those penalties. And I know that it's easy to say that we got to get better or we can't do that, but it's hard. And sometimes it's not always us. Come on now, those refs feel like they have it out for us half of the time.
Oh, always the refs, always the refs. I love it. No. So talking about the Green Bay Packers, the Commanders are going to see a familiar face up front.
Yes.
And Micah Parsons.
Scary.
On a new team, but looked good last week with Green Bay. What's the concern there with Mike and what he brings to the table?
I mean, we know who Michael is. I mean, he's one of those guys
you call him
that
Michael?
I said Michael. I just said it. I ain't say it like Jerry. I said Michael. No, we know what this guy can bring, man. He's one of those guys. He's a difference maker. He's a guy that anytime he's on the field, you have to see where he's at and know where he's at. I think it's going to be one of those things where we have to make sure that anytime he's in certain situations, because we saw early, he didn't play as much, but when he was out there, they moved him around. They put him in different spots. So we're going to have to always have a guy to say, hey, I might need your help this time because I got this guy in front of me who's wearing his number 1 on his chest. But besides him, they have other guys, and that's what makes this defense special. That's what makes us have to really go out there and be sharp, be on our P's and Q's.
On the other side of the ball, under center for the Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love. He's dealt with injuries over his career, but when he's on the field, he's good. What do you see from Jordan, and what are the Commanders' defense? What do they have to do to prepare for him?
I think, wholeheartedly, we have to go out there and just fly around, get after him. I think if we disrupted like we were, last week against Russell, you can get Jordan to throw you a ball or two. He's a guy that I've been talking about for years. Like, I like what I've been seeing from day one, but he's also been one of those guys that if you make it not clean for him, he'll throw one to you. I'm not saying he's going to throw a lot, but he'll throw one to you. But he also has some great weapons out there. When you have, the guy we have in the backfield, Josh Jacobs, and you have the guys on the outside who I think highly of, Reed, Dobbs, and then you got Golden. He's a young one. Oh, my God, he has some studs. So, please, show me what you showed me last week, defense. Please, I need that.
Yeah. How important was it? And we talked about the defensive front four. But to get after Jordan, make him uncomfortable and make mistakes.
Yeah, when you watch that game last week against Detroit, man, he had all the time in the world. So you definitely want to see our defense, especially up front, get after him. Show him do some of those stunts that we seen last week. Show him some looks that he's seen, on film that he might think that we coming and bringing people, and then, disguise it a little bit and drop out of it. You have to be creative defensively. And I know these guys, can tell you better than I can. I'm just talking about it. Trust me, I'm going to let our DC and our OC do their thing.
Yeah, that was your job when you were on the football field, too. How much input did you ever have on the defense?
Not a word. Never.
All right. Final topic, playing in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Good thing is it's not winter time. It is going to be a little chilly on Thursday night. What's it like playing at Lambeau in general? And what do you expect out of the weather? They should be okay, right?
I think one of the things about it, Lambeau is Lambeau. Regardless if it's a primetime game or not, the mystique of Lambeau. You just in the building and you say to yourself, this is what they talk about. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be. The fans erupt, and it's going to be one of those loud stadiums. They right there on top of you. But also, like you talked about, we're not playing in the time where it's going to be cold. It's going to be a little chilly, but it's a primetime game, and everybody is warmed up for a primetime game. So it could be below 10, come this Thursday, and it won't affect no one because everyone knows what's at stake on prime time.
How different is it at Lambeau Field? It's more of a college football environment. Everybody's on top of you. It's the entire town. Is it different than any other stadium?
I tell you like this. I never rode into a regular town or neighborhood and you're riding down the street, you see houses, and then boom, a stadium pops up. That's how different it is. It's just a stadium like no other, a town like no other. I was almost laughing when I walked. I'm like, where are we going? We're going to somebody's house, and then the stadium is sitting right in the backyard.
Right.
So you got guys that are sitting back there in the backyard playing, I guess you say cornhole and drinking, and then you can look right through the gate. The stadium is right there.
Right. Well, speaking of backyards, we're going to head to the Packers' backyard, and we're going to see what they are saying about this matchup as we check in with a reporter from Green Bay. That's coming up next on Washington Huddle.